Living on a ranch has its perks: privacy, wide open space, and a security system that runs deeper than cameras. I had long learned that when you own land, you protect it, because nosy neighbors will always find a way to stick their noses where they don't belong. And of course, no one was nosier than HOA Karen. She was the type who thought everything belonged to her just because she could see it. My ranch? Community land. My barn? Perfect for storage. My pool? Should be shared with HOA residents. She never asked permission, she just acted entitled. So when my wife and I hosted a private get-together with family, I knew Karen would try something. But what she pulled that night, even I wasn't prepared for it. Halfway through the barbecue, I noticed strangers in the backyard. Men in button-downs, women in cocktail dresses, kids running through the grass. Dozens of them. I stormed out, and sure enough, Karen was standing there, hands on her hips like she owned the place. "Karen!" I barked. "What the hell is going on?" She smirked. "Relax. I gave my party guests the gate code. They needed somewhere nicer to celebrate, and your yard is perfect. This is what community living is all about, sharing." I stared in disbelief. "You gave out my private code?" Karen sipped her wine. "Don't act like it's a big deal. You weren't even using half this space. Besides, everyone agrees the HOA deserves access." I took a slow breath, trying not to explode. "Karen, you just handed out access to my property like free samples at Costco. That's trespassing and dangerous." She rolled her eyes. "Oh, please, what are you going to do? Change the code?" I gave her a grin that made her pause. "No, I'm going to use it." Karen raised an eyebrow. "Use it? What's that supposed to?" I pulled out my phone, scrolled through my contacts, and hit a group text labeled Iron Riders. Within 20 minutes, the sound of roaring engines echoed down the road. Karen's smug face went pale as a convoy of leather-jacketed bikers pulled up to the gate, 30 of them, chrome gleaming under the sunset. These weren't random bikers either, they were my old riding crew. Rough around the edges, but loyal to the bone. I opened the gate with the very same code Karen had shared. The bikers rolled in, parked their hogs across the lawn, and started cracking beers. Karen gasped. What is this?" I smirked. "You gave out my code, so I gave it out too. Equal rights, right?" The look on her face was priceless as her wine-sipping guests suddenly found themselves shoulder to shoulder with a tattooed biker named Tank, who offered them barbecue ribs straight off the grill. Kids cried, women clutched their pearls, and Karen's little soiree turned into the wildest block party the neighborhood had ever seen. One of my biker buddies even jumped into the pool with his boots still on, making a splash that sent Karen shrieking. Another set up speakers and blasted classic rock, drowning out Karen's playlist. Karen tried to bark orders. "You can't be here. This is harassment. I'll call the cops." I leaned in close. "You mean the cops who already know you trespassed onto private property? Go ahead. Call them. Let's see who leaves in cuffs." She froze, realizing the trap. The final straw came when one of her own guests, fed up with the chaos, snapped, "Karen, this is your fault. You said we had permission." The entire crowd turned on her, demanding explanations. Humiliated, Karen stormed out, dragging her friends with her. But the bikers? They stayed well into the night, keeping the party going until the stars lit up the sky. The fallout was brutal for her. Word spread like wildfire. Karen had trespassed, exposed the neighborhood to security risks, and got utterly outplayed. By the next HOA meeting, her so-called authority was gone. Nobody trusted her with codes, rules, or leadership ever again. As for me, I kept the code the same, but with one big twist. Now only my biker crew and family had it. And I put up a new sign at the gate that read, "Private property. Trespassers will be party crashed." Karen thought she could humiliate me by giving out my code. Instead, she ended up humiliated herself, outnumbered, and outpartied by the Iron Riders. Sometimes revenge doesn't have to be cruel. It just has to be loud, unforgettable, and full of Harley exhaust.